Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. It's Friday, September 5th, 2025. I am Manila Chan. That over there is Ted Rall. And I've got new toys to play with, Ted. Look.
Ooh, what's that? What is this? The morning
What?
zoo?
That's right. I mean, I've got more. Hold on.
In honor of your ethnicity.
That's right. I don't know what we would do for the French. I don't know what we have for the French, but how about this one? How about this one? Unpopular opinion, Ted. Unpopular opinions.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be terrified that I am in control of all of these new sounds that the program we use.
How did this happen? This horrible thing happen? Is it a StreamYard thing?
It's a StreamYard thing. They've given us all kinds of like new sounds to use. Like I don't know what.
Wait, is there not that? Or remember the Imus thing? Wah, wah. The quack.
Let's see. I don't know. I'm gonna ask the audience because it's Friday. I don't know. Like there's just a handful of sounds like laugh audience long. I don't know what that is. Let's see.
So basically, we are transported back to the 70s and the laugh track. All we need is Cooper Black font on everything.
I have drum roll bongos, heartbeat fast. Hey, you know what? All in again. Like I would gladly take the Sanford and Son theme music if you bounce. Maybe this is what you're looking for. Maybe this is the one.
That's it.
That's boing.
The boing. Oh, you're gonna have to tell me how I get into that so I can do this to John on Deprogram. He'll love it. Oh my God.
I was like, what's this? I've got to add it to the show somehow. Yeah, at least on Fridays.
Fuck?
I mean, we've got to do it on Fridays, I think. So there's
no. What about? Is there a quack?
No, there's no quack.
Wah, wah.
It's just a few like classic TV sounds.
The Buddha said, "You are your own quack."
No, yes.
Speaking of which, the gong.
Perfect for a Friday. Okay, so obviously you guys are tuned into this weird show called the TMI Show, Ted Manila Information Show. I'm Manila Chan. That's Ted Rall. And we talk about news, but in like the least serious way possible. Because you can go for like serious, like there's a gazillion other shows if you're looking for, like the very serious whatever. I mean, we'll talk about those topics, but in the least serious way possible because why be like everybody else? Like just be ourselves and this is what it is. We do it Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So please be sure to hit the like and the follow button, the subscribe, the share, all of that, so you can help our little weird news channel continue to grow. On today's show, we'll be talking about this new executive order because that's the newest. I think that's like the main thing, Ted, is as of 2021 forward, all presidents rule by fiat by using executive order. Congress doesn't Congress anymore. You just issue executive orders.
I think that's because Trump watched too many Harry Potter movies and he thinks he can just cast spells rather than pass laws. So he can just wave his wand and things will happen.
Well, I mean, Joe Biden set that precedent, though.
He is the Dumbledore of our age.
So I guess that's what we're doing now. And so now by executive order, we're going to go back in time to the Department of War.
Yep, we'll talk about that.
That's the new thing.
My thoughts may surprise you. Anyway, okay.
I don't have too many thoughts, but I have an opinion, but it's pretty insignificant on that. Then headline 2, we're going to go over to the UK. I think, again, because this is the UK, they have totally different laws than we have here in the US. There's this weird story out of the UK about Yeah. It's usually like the more, the more
The more repressed societies have
yes.
are the most kinky, always.
Yes, thank you. So like there's
I
this
bet
UK surgeon.
in Italy and France, there's not that many weird fucking kinks.
Yeah. Probably not. Like the Germans have them, the Brits
Oh
have
yeah.
them,
Mhm.
the Japanese have them.
We have
Everyone
them.
else, it's like we have some, but I mean, it's a
Oh, the Japanese
sliding
are
progression
really fucking
scale.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of tell you a weird one later when we get into the story, but this British story is how apparently this British surgeon who worked for the National Health Service not only swindled the insurance, but he's also got a fetish for amputation.
Hmm. Yep.
So
That's right.
I'm just gonna leave it there because it's
But there's a lot more to it than that.
weird.
A lot
It's
more.
just super
I mean,
it's
it's
just
weird
a
enough
weird
as
it's weird.
Manila frames it. It's weird enough, but just you wait. Just you wait.
It's
Buckle
all
up.
kinds of
It's gonna
weird.
be
It's
a
all kinds of
it's gonna be a bumpy ride in your wheelchair. Okay.
it is all kinds of weird for a Friday. Like it's just weird. Then another story about what else air pollution actually does to you.
I'm glad we're
How about
talking
that?
about this. This is
I put that in there for you, Ted.
very personal for me. Yeah. Mhm.
I put that in there for you
Thank
because
you.
it's like a double whammy for you.
It
So
is.
I want you to read that one because it's like a double whammy because
Thank you, Manila.
it hits home for you
I appreciate
both
it.
ways.
Thank you.
And then last but not least, a story that I love about my new adopted people, the Icelanders. I talked about the baby puffins earlier this week. You know,
I don't know what
so
sounds do they make. Do we know?
I don't know. I didn't get to see any. I didn't see any. I even though I was in the south of the island, I didn't see any puffins. But I'm gonna tell you a story about this weird thing that the Icelanders do at this time of year every year.
If you get on a plane right now to Reykjavik, you might be able to see it.
They're strange people, and I love them. I love them, Ted. I only spent that week in Iceland, but I fell in love. I love Iceland. I love Iceland.
That's because of your common genetics.
Is it?
Yeah, they're Inuit people, man.
Yeah, but then the Vikings came and then like took over and like killed the
Well,
people that look like
let's just
me.
say they interbred would be the polite
Yeah, they
way to
did.
put it.
They
Mhm.
made a Bjork.
Forcibly.
They
Well, they
made
made good-looking people. I mean, the Icelanders are good-looking people for sure.
they are. I when you're on Iceland Air, I was very taken ab
Aroused
I was very taken aback by
by their what?
their staff, like the flight
Oh,
attendants, male and female.
you mean okay. By the
I
flight attendants, you mean?
Yeah, I was very like, "Wow, you guys are very interesting looking, but
Yeah.
very good looking interesting." Like,
Yeah.
but and I was like, "Wow, I would not know your ethnicity, and then you speak this weird language."
Very strange language.
Very strange language. And I was like, "Interesting. I am going to the land of Bjork." And so we'll tell you what the Icelanders are doing around this time, early September, every year. It's very strange.
For God's animal, the puffin.
It is so cute. So cute. All right, so let's get to it. Yay!
Jaws. Oh my God.
They should have never given me this power. Never.
No. No. You're gonna have to tell me how to do it later. All right.
Okay, here we go.
As you may already have heard, President Trump will sign an executive order today renaming the Department of Defense to be the Department of War, fulfilling his pledge to realign the mission of the armed forces by reverting to the name that was used for over 150 years until right after World War II. They say this has been expected for some time, Manila. I call bullshit on that. I had not expected this or heard about this. Did you?
No, I've
No.
never heard of this
Expected
being
by
floated
nobody. No, bullshit.
No.
Anyway, they say this is about reshaping the military to project a more aggressive image by showcasing war-fighting capabilities. Because the one thing, when you think of the U.S. military, you never think of aggression because we never
No.
start any wars and we're not very
It's almost
militaristic.
surprising.
Yeah, shocking. Trump apparently floated this idea back in August when we were sleeping or something, saying it sounded, quote, like a better name, end quote. The leader of the free world, commander-in-chief of the U.S. Armed Forces, president of the United States, said that, and that he believed we're going to have to go back to that, end quote. He said the name.
Ted.
He went to UPenn. He went to the University of Pennsylvania. That's an Ivy League school, technically.
I know.
Barely.
I think somebody mentioned, they were probably in conversation and somebody mentioned him like, yeah, it used to be called the Department of War. And he was like, really?
Yeah, that's exactly how it played out.
I think we should go back to that.
He said it would remind us of our record of military victories under the old name, citing World Wars I and II. We had an unbelievable history of victory when it was the Department of War, Trump said. This is my favorite part, Manila. Defense is too defensive, he added. And we want to be defensive, but we want to be offensive too, if we have to be. Well, don't worry, Mr. President. You're always offensive to me and to most Americans, certainly anyone to the left of Attila the Hun. But defense is too defensive. The Department of War was established by Congress under Washington in 1789, right after the ratification of the Constitution. The department, I think State Department was first, then they were second. Department oversaw the new nation's military forces, obviously. That was the name for 150 years, during which time the U.S. fought wars against Britain, Spain, Mexico, Philippines, pretty much everywhere else, the Civil War, and of course, the genocide against the Native Americans. Harry Truman changed the name as part of an act, the National Security Act that he signed in 1947, which merged the Navy and the War Departments into a newly independent Air Force, which at the time was the Army Air Force, into a single organization called the National Military Establishment. That operated under a civilian Secretary of Defense, who also oversaw the Joint Chiefs of Staff. A couple of years later, Congress amended the act, and the National Military Establishment was renamed the Defense Department. The Defense Department and the Secretary of Defense were named through acts of Congress, so it's unclear if Trump has the authorization to do this without getting congressional approval. Here, let me weigh in. No, he doesn't have that. Congress has to sign off on it. I'm sure Congress will go along if we need that, he said, then added, I don't think we even need that. He does. He does need that. Because this is like the creation and naming of a cabinet department is a big deal. And it's the biggest cabinet department in the U.S. As an economic concern, the Defense Department is one of the biggest economic forces on the planet, employing millions of people. It's the biggest employer in the United States. It is bigger than Walmart. So it is, so no, it has to absolutely be renamed by Congress. I don't know if the Democrats will go along with it or not, but I got to say, okay, so for years and years and years, I've heard
at least it's an
pacifists say that it's time. Exactly. Pacifists have long been saying it should not be called the Defense Department because we don't really defend ourselves against anything. And that's true. No one ever attacks the United States. I can name the exceptions, and it almost never, ever happens. It's an aggressive force. The War Department was a more honest. So, look, liberals and Democrats are going to be against this because, if Trump gets up in the morning and says cats and puppies and cats are cute, then they'll come out against that. But for years, they've been saying that this should happen. So I agree. I mean, I agree with the president. I think his reasons are moronic, as they always are. But who cares? It's like it's the results that matter. Have fun, Manila. Oh my God. Stop her before she ha-has again. So that's where I'm thinking in terms of, what are the exceptions? The U.S. has been attacked. 9/11 doesn't count because that was a terrorist act. That's not a military thing. It was not a nation state that attacked us. The last time the U.S. was attacked on its own soil was really during World War II, Pearl Harbor, and then also the Aleutian Islands, where the Japanese, should be a movie. The Japanese invaded and occupied a couple of the Aleutian Islands for years and abused the local population who were U.S. citizens. Alaska wasn't yet a state, but it was a territory. So it would be like if they had invaded Puerto Rico or Guam or something like that. So that's the last time that it happened. There were a couple of Japanese balloon bombs that made it to the Pacific Northwest during World War II. They killed, I think, a Boy Scout who found it in the forest. But basically,
Balloon?
yeah, like a rice paper balloon with a bomb attached to it. The
No
Japanese
kidding.
put them up in the air and flew them across the Pacific and was hoping that they would do something, kind of like with the Koreans with their garbage balloons.
Or like how the Chinese are doing the Chinese weather balloon.
The spy balloons, the weather balloons.
Mm-hmm.
And then but really, truly, the only time the United States has really been attacked in a major way, the last time it happened was in the War of 1812, when the Brits came full on. They came hard, they came heavy, and they were looking to do some damage, and they burned the White House. That's the last time that the U.S. has really had to repel a foreign invasion of any size.
Right.
So defense, we don't do defense. We're it's a war. I mean, I'm all for it. And I think the irony here is it might be harder for Democrats to routinely sign off on funding for the War Department over and over and over than it is to sign up to send money to the Defense Department.
I am with you on all of that, actually. And I honestly, I love, just on the face of it, the idea of throwbacks and going back to original names. Just like when all the celebrities that we see in movies and TV, they take on these stage names, right? And like, it's never their real name. Like, I don't remember what Tom Cruise's like given name is, but Tom Cruise is not his name, right? Like, I think in this day and age, you should be who you really are. So whatever your actual name is, Tom Cruise, go back to that. Let us know you for who you really are.
That's not he's not from a long family of Cruises.
Or like, who is it? Well, I think Michael Douglas's name might be Michael Douglas, but his Emilio Estevez, that I think the Charlie no, who are the Sheens?
Yeah, the Estevez is the real family.
Yes.
And
Sheen is,
and by the way, they're from my hometown of Dayton.
The Estevezes?
They're from Dayton, Ohio. Yeah, those are Daytonians, them be. And Martin changed his name as a young man when he broke into acting in the 1960s.
Right. To not sound so Latino.
Right. But then Emilio rebelled.
And I dig that.
Kept his last name. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I dig that. He's like, no, I'm Emilio Estevez. Like,
and Emilio Estevez is immortalized for having been in Repo Man.
I thought you were going to say the Mighty Ducks.
No. Repo Man is Alex Cox. That's a godlike movie. Harry Dean Stanton. You cannot go wrong.
But that just proves my point right there, that like, people appreciate when you just are who you are. And the Department of War is Emilio Estevez, whereas the DOD is what's the Sheen dad's name? What is his name again?
What do you mean? Estevez?
Estevez's dad.
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen. I forget all the celebrities.
How can you forget Martin Sheen? Martin Sheen is like one of the most important actors in American history.
He's a great actor. I know. His name never sticks with me because I just know it's really Estevez. So my brain keeps fighting. I know that he goes by Sheen.
By the way, if you really want to be,
maybe it's Martine. Maybe
aroused by good-looking guys, go find Martin Sheen in one of his early movies, like The Incident, which takes place. It's from the late 60s, early 70s. Yeah, that's like To Die, or Badlands, where he's a criminal on the lam with Sissy Spacek.
Young Martin Sheen, born Ramon Gerard Antonio Estevez. Huh. How about that? Okay. Oh wow. I never really looked. Oh yeah, he was very handsome.
Oh, like to die. Like he was dreamy, but he was.
He was very handsome. Oh, I've never
I mean,
looked. I
he's
mean, I
still a
only know
great
him as an
looking
old man.
man, but holy
He's
shit.
is it but there's I could see a lot of Charlie and a lot of Emilio. Like wow. I've never seen young Martin.
Star Lion's making fun of you. Did you also make fun of Orson? Did you also forget Orson Welles? Did you also forget Marlon Brando? Just teasing.
No, Marlon, I remember. Orson, I remember. I don't know why Martin Sheen's
I don't
name
think
never
Martin
sticks with
Sheen's
me.
been in a lot more movies than Orson than either Orson Welles or Marlon Brando. Not
Really?
that matters, but oh sure. I mean, neither of those guys was particularly prolific. I don't know. I mean, Brando.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
His name
Maybe
never sticks in
major
my brain.
roles
I
in
don't know why.
maybe 7 movies. Maybe.
Huh.
I mean,
I don't know. Martin Sheen's
he
name
didn't.
never
He
sticks in my
didn't do
head.
much.
It never sticks in my brain. And I know that he's been in a gajillion films, but like I can remember Gene Hackman's name much easier than, for whatever reason, Martin Sheen. Don't know why.
Maybe
Doesn't
it's
stick in my
you're
brain.
allergic to the fakeness of the Sheen name.
Maybe.
You know,
So then why did
Sheen really
Charlie
reminds
was
me of a name that I'll bet you dollars to donuts that name was an agent who said,
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Martin, we're gonna call you Sheen.
Marty. No,
Marty,
look,
it's like,
his
we
name
can't
isn't
do
even
that.
Martin.
We can't go with that Latina shit. We get
That Latino shit.
Leave that at the taco stand.
Ramon.
Here's what we're gonna
His name
call
is
you.
Ramon.
That's a great name.
His
Ramon's a
birth
great
name
name.
is Ramon Gerard Antonio Estevez. Born August 3rd, 1940.
I know a very famous right-wing syndicated talk show host. You would know him. And he has a very like waspy sounding name, but his real name is as Jewish as the day is long. And his agent was like, nope.
Really?
So when he was like 19, they made him change his name.
Well, like Jon Stewart isn't Jon Stewart.
Oh, he's not?
No. I forget. Let's see. Jon Stewart.
Starlion saying it's a dark
name.
tale, but do you know that child actor from Mighty Ducks, Brock Pierce? Sheen sounds like it could be both Irish and Jewish. That's true. I don't know about the child actor.
I know Brock.
What's up with Brock? Do you know anything about him?
I know Brock. He's like a big crypto guy. I haven't talked to him in years, but we used to hang out in we're friends.
It's a
same
dark
circle
tale.
of friends.
What's the dark tale?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen Brock in 10 or 12 years. I don't know.
All right.
But yeah, but anyway, Jon Stewart's real name is Jonathan Stewart Leibowitz.
So he dropped his last name. It would be like Stewart, if I called myself Frederick Theodore. Huh.
Stuart.
Right.
And as we know it, he is Stewart. So
it's funny because all the Stewarts I know are Jewish. So who knows?
I know a Stewart, a British, an Anglo-British Stewart with Stuart. But anyway,
all right.
Going back to the whole point of this is I appreciate when things are like what they are. Like if you are a product and you sell, let's say you're, I don't know, baking soda. Don't name yourself like Poofy. You're like, what the fuck is Poofy? What is Poofy? Do I want to buy Poofy? Like, do I need Poofy?
You're bringing up something that always bothers me too. You know, when you drive down the street,
you're baking soda,
especially when you travel to another state that you're not familiar with all of their brands. So
right.
I remember the first time I was in California and I saw a sign for Ralph's. I didn't know what a Ralph's was. There's no Ralph's in Ohio or in New York. So I'm like, what's a Ralph's? Like, that's a verb for puking where I'm from. Like, oh, he Ralphed all over. So, like, you just see the sign that says Ralph's. Like, what the fuck is a Ralph's? Why can't it say?
It's an apostrophe.
It should be a law that says Ralph's Groceries or Ralph's
it's an apostrophe
Supermarket.
S. So you're like, what does Ralph own?
Ralph something. Yeah, it could be anything. It could be anything. Is it clothing? Is it
Ralph's
hardware?
House?
What the fuck is it? But
Ralph's shoes?
You should be required to say what it is for the people who aren't from there. It's sort of like, we need to universalize some things. First time I was driving in Boston, I saw these traffic
That's why I'm
signs
saying Department of
said
War.
watch for T in a circle. I'm like, what the fuck is a T in a circle? I don't know what a T in a circle is. I'm not from Boston. So anyway,
Watch for T. I don't know what that is.
okay, so it's the subway / streetcar system. Okay, so sometimes it's underground, sometimes it's up on the street, and it's like the streetcars in like San Francisco or whatever. It's a streetcar. It's a trolley car system. So the reason you're supposed to watch for it is because it runs alongside the street, like on Commonwealth Avenue, and like people. And I saw this happen to someone. There's no gate, so the train's coming, and you don't look for it. It could T-bone you and run right over your ass and killify you. So watch for T. Isn't that fucking stupid? I mean, watch for T. Well, I'm not from, so all I'm saying
is
like,
here. What the fuck is a T?
Yeah, what the fuck is a T? And like, oh, it's that thing that just ran over me and killed me. Oh, now I know. I mean, so it's it's really dumb the way they do these things.
That's why I appreciate, like in London, on the ground, it tells you look right. Like before you cross the street.
Oh, really? It does?
Yeah, all over the place in London. It tells you on the ground, look right. Because dumb Americans like me
will look smart.
Left first.
Sure. I mean, yeah. The thing that's funny about driving on the left in England, which I've done in other countries where they drive on the left, it's not the driving on the left that's weird. It's all the
car.
The peripheral aspects of it. Like, for example, the fact that the fast lane
on the other side.
And that the fast lane and the slow lane are reversed. Or when you go into a traffic circle, you're going clockwise instead of counterclockwise. Or, those are the things that are weird. Or if you're driving a stick, your stick is on the left side of you using your left hand instead of your right hand.
The gears,
but the pedals are the same. So it's that shit that's weird. That fucks you up.
I don't like that. I don't like that I could totally drive on the left, although I almost got myself killed in, I forget which British island, maybe Antigua. I don't know. I think I'm licensed to drive in Antigua. I'm sure my license is expired.
You can drive anywhere if you have an American driver's license.
But
I love the fact you just go to AAA and get an international driver's license. They just give it to you.
I wanted an Antiguan license. I specifically
because you never know when you might need that. When you're on the lam and you go through and the cops are chasing you, and you push a button, you go through a wormhole, Antigua power. And you reemerge on a street in Antigua.
So I went to Antigua.
Take that, coppers! Fuck you! I'm licensed to drive in Antigua.
And then I had to drive on the wrong side, on the British side, and I forgot because I'm all disoriented, sitting on the wrong side of the car, driving on the wrong side of the road. And so when I came to this four-way stop, I'm
you're
like,
who gets to go first? Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, so okay, I better go. So I go and when I turn, I make a wide turn and go to the right.
Oh, so you turn into the wrong side.
Instinctively.
Oops.
And then here comes this truck and I'm going, what the fuck
God.
are these drunk islanders?
That's awesome.
And I realized, oh fuck, it's me.
You have to act like a retard. So like when I was driving in France, they drive on the right, but I was driving in Paris and I was a retard and I pulled right onto the Champs-Élysées, which is the biggest street in Paris. And there's like 8 lanes of traffic right by the Arc de Triomphe coming right at me. And it's like, oh. And so there's a French cop there, a traffic cop with his képi, like the little pillbox hat, like Peter Sellers. And he's like, I'm like, oh shit. He knocks on the windshield and he's like, asks me for my driver's license, which I give him. He runs my numbers. Now, okay, so this is a funny story. So I'm a French citizen. So he runs my my info from my passport, and he goes, "You're from Perpignan?" And I'm like, "Oui." And so Perpignan is like along the Spanish border. It's basically like the Mississippi, the Biloxi, Mississippi of France.
Okay.
And the people who are from there have like an insane, like people from Mississippi, have an incredibly thick, weird, slow accent. It would be low, like, how are you, boy? So, but in French. And so
So it's like a slow
it's
Southern French drawl?
totally like bonjour, je suis de Perpignan. So um so the reason that he thinks I'm from Perpignan, even though I'm really born in Massachusetts, is because if you're not born in France, they assign you a fake French birthplace
Oh, right.
because of World
Or
War
name. You
II.
told me about the name
Because of
also.
World War II, because they back in World War II, the Vichy regime deported anyone who wasn't native born to France to concentration camps. So to avoid that, the next time the Germans invade, they passed this law so that everybody has the fake birthplace. And so
Sure.
I was assigned arbitrarily to Perpignan, and I was like, "Oui," and he just goes,
Oui.
"Va-t'en," which means get the fuck
Get
out
on.
of here.
Yeah, just get on.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, fuck you. I know you're a liar. I hate you. You're an idiot. He was right, of course.
Well, okay, so we'll move on from the story, but these are funny. Like, this all boils back down to the whole just be you. And if you is creating
Gotta
war,
be me. Yeah.
if you is making war, then just be that.
And that's what we are. That's it. That's all we do. Let's face it. Manila, we don't make anything. We don't make anything. We don't, I mean, yeah, we make movies sometimes. That's about it. That's all the US is good for. And we blow the shit out of people, including in boats randomly. Just for fun.
We make kaboom, and our movies are also kaboom.
Yeah, that's true. We're all about
we make the best kaboom movies.
We are boomy.
It's all about kaboomy everything. That is American culture.
Manila. Next story. Are you reading this or am I reading this?
I'm on this one now. It's my turn.
Do it. Rock and roll.
Okay. So this next story, we're going to go over to the UK. All right. So a respected British surgeon has admitted to staging the amputation of his own legs as part of a bizarre...
Orchestrating would be more accurate, but yes.
So weird. The amputation of his own legs as part of a bizarre insurance scam fueled by what prosecutors in the UK call a sexual obsession. Dr. Neil Hopper, age 49, once a vascular surgeon...
Can't invent that last name.
Oh, man.
Once
a vascular surgeon for the National Health Service deliberately submerged his legs in ice and dry ice for 8 hours in 2019 until the tissue was destroyed and doctors had no choice but to remove them. He then falsely claimed that he had sepsis to collect insurance money. So in court, prosecutors said Hopper's actions were driven by a lifelong fixation with removing body parts mixed with sexual gratification. Quote, "It seems to have been a long-standing ambition," says prosecutor Nicholas Lee, talking to the judge, adding that Hopper even, quote, "enjoyed the media spotlight that followed with TV appearances after his surgery." Hopper pleaded guilty at a Truro Crown Court on 2 counts of insurance fraud and 3 counts of possessing extreme pornography. Investigators linked him to Eunuch Maker, which is a site selling videos of extreme body mutilation where he had purchased content. The site's operator, a guy called Marius Gustafsson, was
not
jailed.
German at all because they're not weird.
They're not weird. Was jailed for at least 22 years just last year for running a criminal body modification ring.
As one does.
Mr. Hopper's lawyers argued that he had suffered since childhood from body dysphoria, describing his feet as a constant source of discomfort and alienation. The court
discomfort I can identify with. Alienation, not so much.
Yeah, I don't know. The court was told his pornography charges involved only adult content. So it was only adult body mods, Ted. Wasn't any weird child stuff.
That's fair.
That's good. Okay. Once a trusted surgeon who performed hundreds of amputations on patients himself.
He was living his best life.
Dr. Hopper now faces sentencing for a case that exposes the darkest collision of medical expertise, personal obsession, and fraud. So, Ted, all kinds of I have more questions here about this story than anything else. I know that England has like kind of descended into tyranny of like weird fucking laws of every sort. But okay, let's go step by step here. Forget
No
that
pun
he
intended.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. But first, okay, this Marius Gustafsson guy. Okay, so I didn't think porn isn't illegal in the UK, is it? I
Well,
mean,
I had the same question as you. And they apparently there's some kind of law about extreme porn. I don't know what that
what's
means.
extreme? Like,
I don't know what that
I
means.
know they don't have like freedom of
They,
speech. I know,
right.
like you
They don't
can
have a
do a
First
mean
Amendment.
tweet.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can do a mean tweet and get picked up, right, by the
By the
police now.
fuzz. Yeah.
Um, so what is extreme porn? Like a guy.
Well, I
So
would say
if
that this is extreme porn. I mean,
because you're
if you're
into
sharing videos
amputation,
of cutting off body parts and stuff, I mean, it's extreme. I'm not saying it should be illegal or not should be illegal, but
sure, okay,
it's
extreme,
clearly
okay, fine,
extreme. It's not just
sure,
normal garden variety pornography.
right. It's not just like booby cam and whatever. Okay, fine,
Right, right.
but here's the other thing: is it illegal in the UK to have such body modification? Like, I mean, just all kinds of questions. Like, okay, if you wanted to hack your own foot off or
Mm-hmm.
your leg or your breast for the hell of it, that's illegal?
Well, apparently, I'd have to like really delve into the details of British law, but what I'm guessing is going on here is that because it comes down to the fact that England has a national health system. The
Right.
government pays for it,
Socialized
right?
medicine.
So yeah, so it's fraud. Basically, if he injured himself on purpose so that his legs would have to be amputated, and then the taxpayer puts the bill, right? So that's
No,
the
I get the
issue
fraud
here.
part. I get the fraud part,
He should,
but
yeah.
they're also charging
He didn't
him.
really need an amputation, right?
I get that part, and he's wrong for that, like the fraudulent thing. But they're also charging him with possessing and buying this weird
Well,
porn from
yeah,
the German guy.
we just talked about that.
So, like, where is there a distinct line of what's acceptable porn in the UK? Do we know?
I will look that up. But
Like,
more to the point here, and I will look that up while you're answering my following question. But like, okay, so the thing is, the dude's dying to. I mean, this is the funny part, right? Like
lose the lower half of his
he was
legs.
cutting. Yeah, he's like, doesn't this remind you
gone.
of that case in Germany where the guy put out an ad for? I will look this up.
Did we cover that one? The weird,
No, it happened before.
like to eat. Let me eat you. Let me kill and eat you.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
guy.
Yeah, I'm
Was
gonna
he
find
German?
him.
I forget
Of
that part.
course, he was
Of
fucking
course he's
German.
German. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Of course.
Yeah, here we go. His name was Armin Maiwes, known as the Rottenburg Cannibal. In 2001, Maiwes, a German computer repair technician, killed and ate Bernd Jürgen Brandes, 43-year-old engineer, after meeting him through an online forum called the Cannibal Cafe. Maiwes had posted an ad seeking a well-built man who wanted to be eaten. And Brandes voluntarily responded, consenting to the act. The two met at Maiwes' home in Rottenburg, Germany, where they attempted to eat Brandes' severed penis together, as one does.
Right.
Before Maiwes killed him by stabbing him in the throat, as one does. Maiwes then dismembered and consumed part of his body over several months, storing parts in his freezer. He was arrested in December of 2002 after a tip-off from a forum user. So a guy who's another user to the Cannibal Cafe is like, this guy's going too far. This other guy,
right?
I'm on Cannibal Cafe, but I'm not that crazy. Anyway, in 2004, he was convicted of manslaughter,
killed,
and sentenced to 8.5 years in prison. As the court initially accepted that he had consented, that the guy had consented.
The guy volunteered to be killed.
However, in 2006, prosecutors argue that the killing was sexually motivated. I remember that the Bundestag changed the law retroactively for the specific purpose
Oh,
of
right. You
making
told
sure
me
this
that.
guy never left prison. And he is now
So,
in prison for the rest of
so
his life.
here's the thing, Ted. Apart from Dr. Hopper scamming the insurance, right? Apart from that,
Mhm.
outside of that, do you see anything wrong with, people have kinks, people have fetishes. I
Yeah.
think this is super extreme and out there, but
You
I
think?
have heard of
You
people
think
that
maybe?
I have heard of people that have this. And I feel like I've seen or read some
All
stuff about
right.
this.
Listen, I'm going to answer your question. Extreme porn is illegal in the UK under Section 63 of the Criminal Justice and Immigration Act of 2008. The law criminalizes the possession of extreme pornographic images defined as material that is pornographic and depicts the following types of acts: life-threatening to a person, acts that appear to threaten a person's life; serious
That
injury to a person's serious injuries to a person's anus, breasts, or genitals. I would say life-threatening would include cutting off a body part is life-threatening. Bestiality
But
and,
it says even appear.
necrophilia. Penalties are up to 3 years in prison. The content must be explicit, realistic, and produced for sexual arousal. It applies to possession, not just distribution or creation. Includes as images or videos, including deep fake digital and physical. Consent is not a defense.
Okay, wait, a lot of holes there. So one going back at the start of this, the law, the UK law states it as it appears. So if it appears, so you could be
Threatens
faking
or
it, could be
appears
an
to
act. It could
to
be
threaten.
acting. Right.
It has to
it
be
can be acting.
realistic. It has to be realistic.
Right, but it can be
Explicit.
acting.
Yes, but it has to be explicit, realistic. So it could be acted, yeah, but it would be illegal.
It could be like all other porn
However,
that's
if it
acting.
let's say it was acted and not realistic, like it's cartoonish, it's clearly not true. Okay,
They're gonna judge like
then
you're
that would
not
be
gonna get
that would be
you're
your
not gonna get
defense.
an Oscar for that one, lady.
That would
Like,
be your defense.
okay, right. And then lastly, at the last line, read that last sentence, Ted, the last of the law.
The content must be explicit, realistic, and produced for sexual arousal. The law applies to possession, not just distribution or creation, and includes images or videos, whether physical or digital. So it includes deep fakes.
So including deep fakes, which is, okay, that's crazy. But so it says it has to be produced with the intent for arousal.
Correct.
How do you prove that?
I think that, well, look, it's obviously extremely subjective, right?
Because if I wanted to watch it, if I want to watch it, I'm not getting my rocks off on it.
Okay, so let's say, for example, it's not porn, but let's say
I just want to see.
Let's say you had a video. Let's say it was a news story where, like in a war zone, someone's leg is being amputated, and they just show it as part of a news story. Or let's say it was for medical training, like this person's. We're going to show an amputation. That happened for surgical reasons, for medical reasons, and we're going to have to show.
And you're turned on by it.
Well, you'd have to show that it would have to be, it's like, the famous Supreme Court justice who said, how do I know porn? I know it when I see it. It would be like that, and obviously some judges would be stupid and might, be wrong.
Right. There's so many ways.
It's not a well-written law.
It's not a well-written law. It's very, like, you can interpret it in 80 different ways. And me not being a lawyer right there is already poking
distribution
holes
or production
law.
can get you up to 7 years in prison.
So
Manila, if you were thinking of pivoting away from the podcast business, I do not recommend that you get into the amputee porn in UK business.
Yeah, although I don't want to.
Although it might be very lucrative because it is illegal.
I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't want to be the choppy. I would want to be the chopper. Maybe.
You'd want to be the chopper, the chopper.
The chopper. Yeah. No, I don't. I'm actually not. No, I don't like. I am not interested in like body parts, and that's why I didn't become a doctor in the first place. Is because I don't want to poke needles into people or cut into people. that's not for me. I can look at it and be like, ew, a little squeamish, but I don't want any part of it. I don't want anybody's blood and guts on, like, nope, want no part of that. So this whole case is very strange to me because it's a mishmash of this weird psychological whatever, right? With this man, Dr. Hopper, and others like him. But then you add in the weird components of the British law that there's all kinds of fucked up, weird British laws that make no sense, that make
Well, that's
zero
true.
sense. So I'm really, what a weird story. That's all. It's just a weird story. I'm curious to see. I wish there was video of like the court proceedings because I'd like to see how his lawyers argued it because I
Who's to
feel
say
like
that there is no video of the court proceeding?
I don't think they do that a lot over there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Unfortunately,
I
I
think
think
that's a
all
very
court
American
proceedings
thing.
should be televised. Anyway,
Well, I mean, apart from
there's no reason not
like
to.
family court, can't you just as like a Joe Schmo citizen go walk into any courtroom and sit down?
You sure fucking can. Yeah.
Yeah. So outside of that's what I
But why
thought. So
can't it
outside
be?
of like family
And there's
court,
no reason why it shouldn't be.
yeah, like
videoed.
why can't you videotape it? Because this is like
Because the judges are
public
assholes, and they don't
Yeah, they
want
are.
they don't want
They really
everyone
are.
to know how shitty
Yeah,
they are at their jobs.
They really are. I really think that's why, Ted. It's like the judges and their cabal don't want you to know what kind of fucking assholes they all are.
Yeah, it's true.
I've
think
only
that's right.
seriously, I've only met and seen one judge that I found to be fair or even decent. So
Well, in my
there you
LA Times period, I had a fair judge, and then who mysteriously disappeared and retired
Oh, the
early
thing.
after she ruled in my favor,
Oh, that's right.
and then suddenly had a change in financial status.
Windfall? The windfall?
She became very wealthy very quickly. I thought that was really interesting. Most people don't really develop a lot of wealth after they quit their job.
After retirement?
Yeah, but she did. She suddenly had a beautiful house in Malibu that she didn't have previously. She had lived in a small apartment in East LA. But that can happen. That can happen. Maybe that apartment in East LA just suddenly shot up in value due to gentrification.
That's true, Ted. I lived in Highland Park. It's now $1 million property area.
Mm-hmm. So that would explain why you'd be able to suddenly, move into a, $6 million beach house in Malibu.
Oh my!
That could happen.
All right. Next story. This one is a for you. Here's looking at you, kid. This one's for you. You got to read this one.
Okay. Air pollution doesn't just hurt your lungs; it might also damage your, what's it called? Brain. That's it. A new study suggests that tiny airborne particles known as PM 2.5 can trigger the formation of toxic protein clumps that kill your nerve cells and spread through your brain, driving Lewy body dementia, the second most common form of dementia after, what's it called? Alzheimer's. Researchers analyzed medical records from more than 56 million Medicare patients and found that long-term exposure to PM 2.5 significantly increases your risk of Lewy body dementia. These particles, smaller than 1/30th the width of your one hair, are emitted from vehicles, factories, wildfires, and even household wood burning. I don't know even why that's in there. Because they're so small, they can enter your bloodstream, reach your brain, and cause damage. Lewy bodies are made from a normal protein called alpha-synuclein, which helps nerve cells function, but when pollution triggers the protein to misfold, it clumps into toxic forms that spread through the brain, causing shrinkage, cell death, and cognitive decline. Experiments in mice confirm the effect. Those exposed to PM 2.5 developed brain damage, while genetically modified mice that couldn't produce the protein were protected. This is something we can change, says Dr. Xiaobo Mao of Johns Hopkins. Clean air policies are brain health policies. His colleague Ted Dawson added that the evidence shows that air pollution is a very important driving factor for dementia. Findings were published in the journal Science, and they add to a growing body of research linking pollution to Alzheimer's and other cognitive disorders. The experts say the work highlights an urgent need to reduce emissions worldwide. As Professor Charles Swanton of the Francis Crick Institute puts it, The study provides a crucial bridge between environmental exposure and disease pathology, and another reason to take air quality seriously. Manila, this is coming right at a time when Trump is gutting the EPA, and when we're moving further and further away from controlling air pollution in any kind of meaningful way. So we know that the air is full of fucking gross shit.
Particles.
We have you've got plastics everywhere, 68,000 microplastics infesting the average human body just from
I've
sitting at
never
home
heard of
in an average
body
day.
dementia, though. I've literally never heard of body dementia. I mean, I know what dementia is, but what's body dementia?
It's Lewy body. So a Lewy body
Oh,
is a thing that's in your blood. So it's
Lewy
not
body.
really
Maybe it
body,
needs a
like it's
hyphen.
not the body of like this.
Oh, they should have done Lewy hyphen body.
Yeah, correct. It's Lewy body dementia.
This is why fucking grammar matters. Like this is why it matters. Punctuation.
No, that's true.
Hyphenations and punctuation matter.
100%. You're totally right.
These stupid scientists. Like, why didn't they have one of us edit this, Ted?
Good point. Good point. So this is but I mean, it's a bummer because like it's true. This is something we can change, Dr. Mao says, but we're not going to. That's what's so frustrating. We can absolutely do stuff about this. It's good for everybody. It's not bad for anybody. The worst case scenario is you're gonna need new filters, on air conditioning systems and so on. That's just that's more business. That's more manufacturing. It's good for the economy, more jobs. There's like no reason not to do this.
So, okay. So this new study can definitively link air pollution to Alzheimer's is my takeaway.
Yep.
Yeah. So that would stand to reason with higher levels or concentrated levels of air pollution, say in places like, I don't know, Los Angeles, that we would have clusters of Alzheimer's patients, right? In these high air pollution density zones. So I'd like to see more if they have like a heat map, if you would, a heat map of where in America do we have the highest concentration of people with Alzheimer's? Like, are they in Los Angeles, hot zone? Are they in like downtown Manhattan, because there's all these cars and smog and pollution. I wonder if we have access to that to see. But again, it's no mystery. No, it's not like a miracle why, the Pennsylvania Dutch, the Amish, like they're the healthiest. They have like no physical diseases and ailments and no mental issues. Like they're like really healthy people because they don't have like cars like all around them.
And that's despite the fact that they're dealing meth.
I've heard this, but they're not doing it, Ted.
That's the point.
Selling it, as long as you don't do it.
But processing meth, as we all know from Breaking Bad, is dangerous and
it's
can
very
be
dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, as a realtor, Ted, I would not go into these. I've had a couple houses that were
meth lab houses.
They were trying to sell the properties, and so it has to be, obviously that is that's a material defect.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So you have to disclose that on the property, right? And I remember I had
although you and I
buyers.
both know real estate is sleazy as shit, and you and I both know that like basically it's such a joke. This whole thing that like claims to protect the buyers, nothing protects the buyers. Buyers are fucked. It's like, oh, don't worry, we'll, they have to disclose everything, but they don't. It's like they can pretend like they didn't know. Like, oh,
absolutely.
Do not know, don't know, DK.
No, don't know.
But then it's like, yeah, so it's always DK, which is a lie. But like, I know nothing. And then you have the inspector. Don't worry, the inspector will look around. Inspector doesn't give a shit. This roof looks good to me. You're on the ground. How do you know? Why shouldn't you walk around up there and take a look?
Not
It's
not the
fine.
inspectors that I got
And
my
then if
clients.
you
They
and
were
let's
like
just say you look
climbing into
and let's just
everything.
say you like
But
find something like, oh, there's radon in the house. It's like, oh, you should subtract the cost of mitigation. Yeah, we're not going to do
like,
that.
well, yes,
Yeah, that's all.
that
You're
is very
fucked.
true. But well, not for me. Because I was very meticulous and like it kind of drove me crazy. But anyway, I refused to go into the meth house, and I had a buyer of a I guess he was a flipper. He was an investor. He was in another state or maybe he was another country, but he was pissed off that I wouldn't like go remotely close to it.
Well, he can go.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, "Oh, I will be glad to call the realtor and get the key for you if you want to come schedule a visit. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to enter the property with you because it is disclosed right here that this was in a major drug bust in San Bernardino County. This is a meth lab. Like it's a tear down house. You cannot occupy, like, you will lose the certification for occupancy. It has been withdrawn. You have to rebuild the house. So why would you need me to go into it?
Right. Just hire some migrants, tear it down illegally in the dead of night, call out, then set what remains on fire, and then just rebuild.
And rebuild over it. You
Yeah.
just want the plot of land anyway.
Yeah, to
You
tear
can't
down.
live.
Come in
You
with a
can't live in a meth house.
bulldozer. That's it.
You cannot live in a meth house. So anyway, the whole point to this is that air pollution does all kinds of shit to you. And even though you can't see it anymore, the meth makers, the meth cookers are gone. It's stuck into the walls, right? The meth be sticking, man. It sticks to the walls, it sticks to the carpet. All the particles
Breaking
are
news,
in
Manila.
there.
Look like we're going to be seeing some Epstein documents.
No,
Democrats are joining Republicans
so.
to vote for it.
It's not going to happen. I don't think so.
I don't think so. See.
I think sure they pushed for it. It's been bipartisan. You've got Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massey, who's the brunette? Nancy Mace, a couple, and it's kind of bipartisan. I think not Ted Lieu. There's another Democrat. So couple very, very fringe-ish Republicans that I these days like, and some like Ro Khanna, some progressive Democrats have gotten together with some Epstein survivors this week, and they're pushing for this. So whatever documents come out, Ted, they're not going to be. It's just not. This is just going to be a JFK thing. We got a whole, we released the JFK files. It was a big fat nothing burger. Like, we're not, it's going to be, Epstein is the 21st century's new JFK story. I think it's going to be a big nothing.
We shall see.
Oh, do we have any ads?
Do
we have any ads?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We do. Let's see. I'm going to go find one. Here we go. All right. Hey, football fanatics. Are you ready for some primetime NFL action? Tune in to Westwood One for all the gridiron glory you crave, from jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-changing plays. Don't miss a moment of the excitement. Catch every snap, every tackle, and every victory on Westwood One. You can listen to the NFL on the NFL app, on the Westwood One Sports app, on westwoodonesports.com, via Westwood One station streams, or by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One. All right, then.
All right.
You should get an extra few bucks for the applause for the ad.
We gave the NFL Westwood One people a round of applause. So okay, last story, because we have to go off with a fun story, Ted. It's Friday. Right now, literally, groups of Icelanders are taking to the streets late at night, armed with cardboard boxes and torches, in search of the telltale white bellies of baby Atlantic puffins. Once caught, these birds will spend the next few hours with their captors before being tossed off cliff tops after sunrise. And this annual tradition has become one of the most fascinating wildlife rescue missions on the planet. Each year, from late August into early September, the Puffling Patrol, that's what they call themselves. The Puffling Patrol takes over the streets of, okay, I'm going to try.
I was waiting for this. I've been like betting myself money whether how you're gonna handle this fucker.
Vestmannaeyjabir.
Uh-huh.
That's the town of Vestmannaeyjabir, town of about 4,600 inhabitants on the island of Jaime on the southern island. This island is known for its dramatic volcanic structures and cliffs rising out of the sea, and the thousands of Atlantic puffin, the pairs that breed there. However, since the town's development, human impact on the puffin colony, the largest in the world, has been profound. According to the South Iceland Nature Research Center on the island, Iceland has lost half its puffin population in the last 30 years, and the population is now listed as critically endangered. Puffins, which mate for life, will only incubate one egg per season and won't breed every year, which makes them extremely vulnerable to disturbances. And where the baby puffins, called pufflings, would have once emerged after around 6 weeks from their deep, pitch black burrows to be guided out to sea by moonlight, thousands now get disoriented by the town's lights and launch themselves in the wrong way off the cliffs, ending up stranded on docks, in parking lots, and on roofs. And that's because their stubby wings and general morphology adapted for underwater diving. Both puffins and pufflings have poor takeoff ability in flight, leaving them vulnerable to predation on the ground from cats like Clovis and other predators. Now added stressors are changing that too. A 2021 study found that krill in the North Atlantic had declined by 50% in the last 60 years, and overfishing has caused large-scale stock collapse of other food sources like herring. Emerging science has detailed that this has seen a reduction in the size of offspring. Last year alone, the Puffling Patrol rescued some 3,000 stranded birds, which were then carefully tagged and recorded before being transported to the island's western cliffs for release. Any injured birds are then taken to the Puffin Rescue for rehabilitation. At the release site, some birds need
next to Hunter Biden.
Some at the release site, some of the birds need a helping hand to be launched into the air, and then it's up to the novice flyer to figure it out and avoid being blown back into the rocky cliffside. Yeah. Like, Godspeed, buddy. Here you go. In 2024, researchers for the first time demonstrated the role that artificial light plays in guiding puffins, which spend most of their lives out at sea. So far, attempts to help the pufflings redirect away from the town haven't been successful. So the Puffling Patrol looks likely to continue each year as it's done for generations. Like, I've actually talked to Dr. Reese about this before, about light pollution in these beautiful, like, largely untouched by humanity places. Name any place, right? Because eventually humans will go migrate there and put up a town. But light pollution really, really fucks up some animals. And in this case, I did not know that the puffins were being misguided. They need the moonlight and they see the bright light coming from the cities, so they think go that way. And then you add that the krill that they eat, the krill population has diminished by 50%. Oh, and fishing is, like, the main export from Iceland, right? So the fisher I mean, I went to a fishing village there to look and see how they do things, and it's quite fascinating. But, like, the fish, the catch, like, that's their thing, that's, like, their main export. Um, it's really sad. Like, I'm so sad to hear that the puffins, like, they have like, puffins are like their animal, and they have them painted like on walls everywhere. They sell the keychains and the T-shirts with the Icelandic flag, and but see, I didn't know that
Admit that you got a
them.
puffin tattoo while you were over there.
I may have gotten a puffin tattoo. They're really cute. They're a really cute bird.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so sad, Ted. Like so that's why humans, like the Icelanders, this is their annual thing that people like go out in the middle of the night. Like, and you capture a baby puffin and you go to the cliff and you throw it off. Like,
you can't be like,
no.
Well, you want to throw them as far as you can. Otherwise, they can blow back into the cliff. Yeah. Like you want to launch them.
It's so cute, but so sad. Like, well, do you have to take that? Why don't have the
I think it makes more sense. Why not just put them up in a helicopter and just kick them out the door?
Oh, so that's
over
what
the
I was
sea.
say was have the Icelanders not considered not going to a cliff and going down to the beach side and letting them off nicely? Like,
I think they have to fly, I think is the thing, right? It's like, fly, little bird, fly.
And they have stubby little wings.
Otherwise, they might just drown. Yeah.
Well, there's got to be a different way. Like, I know.
Well, listen,
I get what the Icelanders
I did look this up in preparation for this segment, and turns out that puffin rescue in whatever we pronounce it, Vestmannersdrier, is also part of the same organization that does beluga whale rescue. So it seems to me like maybe the beluga whales could be, the puffins could ride on top of the beluga whales, and then that would be like sort of a synergy situation.
Like ride them out to sea, and then they have like their krill.
Born free.
Like that's a new Disney movie or Pixar movie you just came up with, Ted.
No, that's really true. They are part of the same organization. Because, when you look at puffins and beluga whales, they're like, it's eerie. You can't even tell the difference. You're like, wait, which is
the bird?
Yeah, I don't even understand. Like, that's the same animal.
I feel like the puffins, if people don't know what they look like, I feel like they're this amalgamation of penguins and toucans, sort of.
Yeah, they have puffins at the Central Park Zoo for any New Yorkers who want to go and take a look at them. Yeah, but quite a few, like dozens.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not like two.
Are they kept like in a cold zone?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and it smells terrible.
I've never been to the New York. Oh, I've never been to the New York.
It smells like rotting fish. I wonder why.
Well, okay, so krill. Well, anyway, I thought that was a weird thing that let me just tell you, I spent that week in Iceland and I loved it, and I would so go back. If I had the money to do it, I would vacation there every year. Like, a lot of people love it.
I know a guy who goes
there a lot.
Loved it.
Really, I loved it. Like the mountains, like the creeks, the river, like it was amazing. Like seeing like the geothermal activity, never knowing if I might get swallowed up by volcanic action
or attacked by puffins, because what people don't really understand is that they're extremely dangerous.
I don't think they are.
They call them the air cobra of Iceland.
Ted is fake newsing you. Puffins are adorable
and dangerous.
And apparently,
every year puffins eat thousands of newborn babies.
That is not true.
And also, they attack beluga whales.
Not
beluga whales are in deep trouble because of the gangs of ferocious puffins.
Well, then this group that saves these two, then that's a conflict of interest.
Well, that's right. I mean, I early back in the 80s, I became aware of a magazine called Cat Fancy. And I wonder, yes. I mean, I won't say why I became aware of this magazine. Suffice it to say that I'm not into extreme porn. But I then found out that it was published by the same organization, the same publishing house that publishes Bird Talk. And I thought this was a tremendous conflict of interest.
Could be. Although, Ted, I've seen plenty of TikTok videos and Instagram videos of cats and parrots being friends.
Yes. Parrots, because parrots have like thousands of pounds of biting force in their
Really? That's
beaks.
why?
Yeah, parrots can
Versus
handle themselves if they're attacked by. If a cat is stupid enough to go after one, they're gonna have to deal with
really?
those claws and that
Wow.
beak. I mean, they can snap if a parrot wants to, it could snap your finger off. I mean, they're
Really?
powerful. Yeah. So cats like, oh, the parrots like, come and get it, bitch. But like,
Well, like a cockatoo, so like a no,
like bring it, kitty. But
but
like,
like
if it's
a little humming little
but
Tweety bird.
if it's a Tweety bird, like a canary, like you're fucking done. No friendship
I've seen
here.
videos of those. I've seen them in people have posted videos of their little not parrots, like a little birds, and their cats being
Yeah,
friends,
sometimes
riding on the cat's head.
for the time being, for a while.
I think the two species, maybe from the same publishing house, publishing those two magazines, have now joined once
Mm,
warring factions of the animal
like the
kingdom.
belugas and the puffins.
They're now friends
Well,
because
it
of the same
also
publisher.
it's like
Just saying.
it
It's
could
true, yes.
it could be that the well, I mean, I think it's in all seriousness. Sometimes when kittens are raised with a beloved house pet that would normally be prey, like a hamster or a guinea pig or something
Oh,
like that, the kitten can learn not to view it as prey. But I think if it's like an adult cat and it's already got a hunting instinct and it's been trained, it's almost impossible. I mean, the cat just can't help itself. It's
it's a
like
predator.
that's
It's a
dinner.
predator.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a predator. Anyway, I thought that was an adorable story. A little bit of a obviously it's an environmental story because Iceland doesn't have a whole lot of people, Ted. I think the whole country has like around 500,000 people or something like it's a very small population. I forget the number. I looked it up before, but I just bring it up now. But very small population in Iceland. Let me see.
I'm
Population
looking it
of
up. Go ahead.
Okay, so the population of Iceland, yeah, like 400,000 people, less than 500,000.
Yeah. Mhm.
Bless you. So I was right.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's only about 500,000 people. Um, so very small population, very probably easy to know a lot of people there, right? And why everyone seems so happy and I don't know, maybe it's cuz it's small town vibes on a giant piece of island and everyone cares about like keeping their
Yeah,
home beautiful. I
more
love it.
people live in Omaha than live in Iceland.
That's probably accurate. Yeah, surprisingly it's only around 400,000 people that live in
Mhm.
total
Mhm.
in Iceland. And Ted, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to say like 70% of Iceland's population very good looking.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they were puffins.
That's probably true too, but very good looking puffins. But
Mhm.
no, we mentioned that at the top. Very good looking population.
All right.
Above average.
With that, we bid you au revoir. Manila, you have
I'm not
some.
going to be back. I'm not going to be back next week.
Mhm.
I have some stuff I have to do to try to obtain some sort of a job. So I'll fill you guys in if I only don't fail. I don't know what the fail rate is, Ted, but not going to be here next week. So Ted and Robbie will have the show. So
We'll hold down. We'll hold down the fort.
hold down the fort, boys. Enjoy. So there's that. We'll be back. I'll be back the following week. Have a good weekend, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you soon. The boys will be back on Monday.
It'll be Monday. It's all every day is a yay.
All right.
Unless you're a
Have a great
puffin
weekend,
being blown
everybody.
into the side of a rocky cliff and
Oh.
plunging to your death in the frigid deeps of the North Atlantic, about to be eaten by a beluga.
I'm going to make it a point to go at this time of year because I want to release a puffin.
Oh.
I want to go. I didn't know it was like a real thing. Like
Remember.
Launch it like a football.
I think you'd be doing it a favor.
I don't know. I would like. I'm
You
serious.
can't just
I'd
be
like to do this
you
one
can't
year.
be lame like,
Fly, little bird.
yeah, like a boomer, like a fucking like millennial parent. Like, don't misbehave, stop.
One of these days I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna release a puffin in September one day. Have a great weekend, everybody.
The Puffins of
Adios.
September sounds like a bad spy movie. Bye.